Hey, good afternoon, class. Theodore Cameron, and today I'd like to take a few moments to provide you my leadership philosophy. There are many different leadership philosophies that professionals can choose from, but the leadership philosophy that best suits me is the coaching leadership philosophy. As we go through the presentation, my plan is to help others better understand how I lead and discuss the aspects of my own leadership philosophy. The objective of this briefing is for each listener to understand the value of coaching leadership. We will do this by going through the qualities of a great coaching leadership style, challenges of having a coaching leader's mindset, and the best supporting cast for coaching leaders. Although Tim Gilway is known as the coaching or the godfather of coaching leadership, Sir John Whitmore was the only one who brought it forward to the mainstream audiences in 1970. Coaching leadership is the technique that allows both leader and the team member to collaborate. This technique is a far contrast from the leadership style, which is a traditional leadership where leaders order people to complete a task with little to no collaboration. As I was going through the internet, I found one quote that kind of stuck out to me for coaching, and that is coaching is unlocking a person's potential to maximize their growth. This is the true aspect of a coaching leader. As you can see there in the picture, we have Michael Jordan and Phil Jackson. Their relationship throughout the 90s, while they're together, was that of the best coach and player duo in sports history. And I can honestly tell you that this is the epitome of what a good coach and a good mentor is to unlock the true potential of greatness. We'll jump right into the first topic, which is the qualities of a great coaching leadership. I chose these three: patience, positivity, and visionary as my three main points for this subject. And the reason why I chose these is first off, patience. As a leader, it takes time to develop those that are around you, and also to ensure that they take the time to deliberately develop themselves. This goes in line with the bullet point, which is allows time for the person to find their talents and develop it. And I find this challenging from time to time, just because in the military do have airmen that come in, and they're high-speed airmen that want to make things happen and do great things within the Air Force, but we need them to learn their job. So this patience piece is something that's very difficult for them because they have to go through that process to learn their leadership capabilities before they become a leader. Positivity, you'll see throughout this slide presentation that I have Ted Lasso as one of my inspirations for the coaching leadership style. I just recently started watching the show, and it's grown on me as a leader and taking a lot of stuff away from him. But positivity within the actual constructs of this presentation is remaining optimistic even when the outcome seems bleak. So having that positivity, have that positive mindset when you're going into a organization and continuing it regardless of what's going on. Always having that glass half full type of mindset whenever you're dealing with those that are around you. And then being a visionary. Coaching is definitely being a visionary. You can take it into sports, or you can look at it in the professional world as looking for somebody. You're spotting the talent. For me personally, as a senior leader within the Air Force, I have to spot that talent early and then be able to cultivate it throughout its time before they become their own leader and have their own journey within leadership. But taking the deliberate approach to have a visionary mindset, and then using that to cultivate those future leaders that you want to have in the Air Force. For me personally, for the Air Force, or for you, for an organization that you're going to be working in. All right, now, so I know there's a lot of positivity when it goes into like great leaders and great coaching, but I want to switch gears and talk about the challenges of having a coaching leader's mindset. There are some pitfalls into it. A few of those would be managing conflict and expectations. setting boundaries, and molding a pessimistic person. Those three are definitely challenges that I've seen when it comes to being in the Air Force. The managing conflict and expectations piece is an ongoing, reoccurring thing. And for a somebody that has a coaching leader's mindset, it's exceptionally challenging when you have multiple individuals that have their own needs and desires, and that also may not agree with what's going on within the leadership construct. And you're there to try to kind of mitigate any kind of conflict that may happen. So always having a glass half full type of mindset would definitely be challenging when you're dealing with trying to manage conflicts and expectations, because you want to move forward, and sometimes people don't want to move forward. So it's challenging to have that. And then also setting boundaries. Uh, if you look at the operation, for me, the Air Force again, look at the operation, setting those boundaries of what you expect uh, them to meet and don't overdo on things is definitely something that plays a factor in my own leadership style. It's a challenge that I have is setting boundaries, making sure that people don't exceed those boundaries, and then motivating a pessimistic person. Within the Air Force, it's much easier to kind of mitigate this because we do have documentation and ways of getting people to move forward that have a pessimistic mindset. But regardless, it's motivating those individuals, finding a way to whatever love language or lens that they have, trying to find that aspect of them that that may be negative. Sometimes difficult for a coach because they want to see the positivity and everything that's going on. And sometimes a pessimistic person may not have that positive outlook or mindset. So those are some of the challenges that coaching leadership mindset has. Switching gears to the negative part and back to the positive part, I always like to end up with the positive part, is the best supporting cast for a coaching leader. Me, like I said myself, I'm a coaching leader, so I see the glass half full, and sometimes those negative or challenging things that are for a coach are there for a coach are blinders for me. So I truly do believe that having somebody with a director style leadership uh, or somebody that's a director style leader is definitely a positive thing to have on your team. And what I mean by that is somebody that can go out and um, see things for the way they are and get the most out of the individuals that they're working with by being direct and forward and not kind of weaving from the direction that they want to go. Um, Also, having a like-minded assistant. You see in the picture here is Coach Lasso with Coach Beard. This is the Ted Lasso show on iTunes. This particular show, Ted Lasso is a very glass half full type of guy, very positive mindset, tries to get the best out of people and tries to make them happy as much as they possibly can. But then you have the Coach Beard, who's very direct, formal, and wanting to make things happen on a regular basis. But the two of them together, they have a very like mindset when they're not coaching the team. So they're able to get along and they're able to have the same values when they go back into the team and try to move them forward. So I really like the show, and I really think that's a good aspect of showing the different coaching styles and how they can blend together. All right, so in review, we talked about a few different things. We talked about the qualities of a great coaching leadership, the challenges of having a coaching leader's mindset. Again, those barriers, the individuals that have a pessimistic mindset, getting those individuals turned around is very difficult. And then, of course, we talked about the best supporting cast for a coaching leadership style, which again was more of a director type of mindset. And then also, when you have two great coaches together, have different mindsets, but are on the same page, are like-minded in some aspects, you're going to come out with a great product. This is my philosophy on coaching when it comes to individuals. My philosophy on coaching leadership. I hope that you got something out of this. I'll leave you with one last thing. All right, coaches display patience and positivity, compassion and vision when leading people. Like mentors, coaches strive to find ways to tap into the team's members' potentials and allow for them to follow or find ways to develop their talents over time. In the spirit of great coaching and the ability to develop others, I leave you with one of my favorite quotes. A coach must never forget that he is a leader and not merely a person with authority. That's the late great John Wooden. And then the video or the picture down below here, or the picture you see in front of you, is the sign from Ted Lasso. It says "Believe," and I use that everywhere I go. It's definitely a positive mindset when it comes to coaching. So I thank you guys very much again, Ted Cameron, and thank you for listening to my presentation.